Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Okay, so work's done and you're craving something spicy and salty. I know. What I do is snack on Blue Diamond wasabi and soy sauce flavored almonds. They're so good, and almonds are a superfood. Don't deny your cravings. Eat them. Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
Okay, so you're between meals and you're craving something sweet, right? What I do is snack on Blue Diamond honey roasted almonds. They're so good. And almonds are a superfood. So don't deny your cravings. Eat them.
Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
Hey everybody, XD here. We are taking a break this week because I was on the sick and shut-in and in the hospital. I'll tell you about that next week. But enjoy my favorite episode in honor of my birthday. Alternative Black History Facts. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
It was the 3rd of September. That day I'll always remember. 'Cause that was the day that my daddy died. He never had a chance to see him. Never heard nothing but bad things about him. Mama, I'm depending on you to tell me the truth. Mama just hold her head and said, son,
Papa was a rolling stone.
well.
Wherever he laid his hat.
The days are getting shorter, and you can feel it in the air. Yes, it's that time of year. Pumpkin is finally back at Dunkin'. It's the cozy you've been craving all summer long, now in your cup at Dunkin'. Pick up all of your pumpkin favorites, like the signature pumpkin spice iced latte, or a pumpkin iced coffee, and bakery items like pumpkin donuts and muffins. Sip into something comfortable to celebrate the start of cozy season. Use the Dunkin' app for contactless ordering. America runs on Dunkin'.
Was his home, and then he died.
All he left us was a lone. Hey everybody, welcome back to Jade and XD. Have I even done that before?
Mm-mm.
Oh, great. I don't ever have to do it again. How's your cocoa bread and patty?
It's lit like a bick.
Yeah. How was your week?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I know. That was me. That's
yeah, I don't like things. Adulting has like things just blurred and meshed in together.
Ooh. Yes.
And
yes,
it's just like we're like continuously going into like this bus ride to hell.
Yeah. Like everybody's like, oh, the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm like, oh, it's a train.
Right. And we're going towards darkness.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what did I do this week? I've been going to the gym. I've been, dedicated to like getting my bad bitch on. 2 things though. I do have a story. Mm-hmm. One is very quick and it has nothing to do with anything. It's just Samantha's mother on Love and Hip Hop. She looks exactly like Bobby Brown.
You text this to me, or did you tell me on FaceTime? I don't know, one or the other, but
it's just something that I just need, that bears, like, it needs repeating, because it's just like, oh,
Yeah, don't be cruel.
Yeah, no. Actually, 3 things I wanted to share with everybody before we get into today's show. Number 2, in relation to that, what we did do this week was watch Being Bobby Brown in honor of Black History Month.
Yes, we did.
And while I was very entertained, I was really sad.
It was okay. So we were watching it, and clearly we're talking to you all because we were watching this together.
Yeah.
Like it was moments where like Whitney said to Bobby Christina in one of the episodes,
it was Mother's Day.
I can't wait to, like, I'm basically gonna ball out for your wedding.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is really heartbreaking.
I know.
But let's talk about the funny stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Whitney she was mean as a snake.
Yeah, she's so mean.
Can I take a picture with you?
No.
Ma'am, I'm eating. I'm eating, ma'am.
Can't I just have a normal life? And then she stand for Beyonce.
She had a Beyonce shirt on through the whole series.
Yeah, she
to
did.
Me.
Yeah. I went to see the sisters in Russia.
To see the sisters. Like, hey, baby, I went to see the sisters in Russia. It's still the greatest reality TV of all time. Absolutely, the
greatest. And, fourth, I did hella shit this week. I actually read Shonda Rhimes' book, The Year of Yes. I read it in a day. And she stands out for Beyonce, but she quotes the greatest reality TV show of all time as Being Bobby Brown.
I might need to go watch her shows.
Yeah, because Shonda said it, it's for real. Because it is. It's the greatest reality.
Is.
And she acknowledges the fact that it is kind of sad sometimes. But
you listen to the show, girl.
Yeah. But it's super great. The Year of Yes is really good. And my third and final thing I'd like to share with you all, it's a really sad story. About this girl who's probably going to die. This little girl. Basically, I was on the train. It's not funny, but I was on the train, and this little girl was stuck in her thumb, and then all of a sudden she put her wet hand on the pole, and then put her hand back in her mouth.
Me big dysentery.
Yeah, so she's totally gonna die.
Me big dysentery.
Yeah, she's totally gonna die.
Oh my God.
And like on the way here, I was talking to my friend Alexis because this little girl was just laying in the seat like a homeless person. And I was like, she's probably going to develop all sorts of diseases and stuff just laying there like 7 different types of cancers, cystic fibrosis, like several things like HPV, hepatitis A through F.
Tendinitis, arthritis.
Exactly. Dysentery, cholera.
Gout.
Yeah. Leprosy.
Chickenpox.
Yeah. Smallpox. Just everything.
Malaria.
Yeah. Bird flu. All because.
Zika.
Yeah. All because. And I realized, because it was just like, wow, she won't even live to see 8. Like, it was just so sad because it was just like, little girl, get up.
I don't even sit on my bed with the same pants I had on the train.
Absolutely not. Because, there's, cooties.
Y'all think bed bugs are a problem?
Listen, ... girl. But anyway, how was your week?
I don't know. The Super Bowl happened.
Oh, yeah. Totally forgot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm eating as fuck, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine. It's late. It's very late, actually. So yeah, y'all just gonna have to deal with it today. Super Bowl, work. That's That's all I got for you. That's it. It was a blur of a week. And I'm glad that it's going to be ending soon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much the long and the short of it. I'm sorry I don't have stories for you all these days. Soon come something.
Do you have is that Adolf Hitler on your shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it's
Reign of Bandits versus Peacemongers.
Yeah,
so
but I'm actually going to throw it away.
Yeah.
Because, so the Peacemongers on my shirt are Mother Teresa and Gandhi and Carter. Is that Jimmy Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
and
problem
the sad
with
thing
this,
is 2 out of those 3 peacemongers weren't necessarily peacemongers.
Well, exactly. So I've had this shirt for 10 years.
Okay.
So let me just make sure that I say that.
Okay.
So it basically the shirt says Reign of Bandits versus the Peacemongers Midnight Show November 4th.
Oh, okay.
So it's, it's a political joke shirt. But yeah, I found out that Mother Teresa's a fraud and Gandhi was a racist. So
yeah.
I'm going to be
and
chopping
Jimmy Carter
this
didn't
up.
really all
And
like
Jimmy
that.
Carter served 1 term. I'm going to cut this shirt up and burn it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is the long and the extent of it.
Yeah, and Reagan invented crack.
Well, the evil people on the top, I already...
Yeah, they're pretty solidified.
They're the Reign
like
of
evil.
Bandits, yeah. So, I'll make another. This is a 10 deep shirt.
Oh, okay.
But I will make my own.
Yeah, that's real.
It'll probably have Kelly Android and Tangerine Mussolini. Is that? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Obama versus Obama.
Did you see his new pictures? Just living it up. Just glowing.
Just like a nigga who got rid of a raggedy hoe.
Yeah.
Like,
so happy. Like, new year, new me.
Saw all his teeth.
Yeah.
I've never seen his molars.
Yeah, he is living his best. He's having a wang dang doodle.
He is.
With Richard Bronson of all people.
I mean, it's fine. We're just going to roll with it. We are happy that he is happy. Detail. I said, listen, the coconuts, the life, you know what I'm saying? I hope he walks
Michelle
around.
is wearing the coochie cutters.
She sure is. She's like, y'all niggas want to talk about my arms?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Let me give you something to talk about.
Exactly. I'm happy.
I low-key want Michelle to just pop out one day in a Mariah Carey outfit. Just because.
Yeah, because she can.
Yeah, absolutely. God. And then no more. Yeah. But...
And also, Beyonce's still pregnant, so...
Twins.
Yeah, twins. Shout out to Cobalt and, Cerulean.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Periwinkle.
Yeah. What are you going to wear to the baby shower?
I'm thinking that I'm going to go with, a Teen Vogue look.
Yeah.
Floral prints and maybe some motorcycle boots.
I see that for you.
Yeah, and then obviously a floral crown because Snapchat and Beyonce.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to go, real, Marc Jacob and just wear a animated tee, a blazer, skinnies, and dirty white sneakers.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah.
You want to ride together?
Yeah, we can.
Split an Uber?
Yeah, we can split an Uber.
Oh, I'd be lying. So,
because I was about to say you did some famous shit this week too.
I'd totally be lying. Netta and I went to Anna Wintour's diversity panel about fashion. So we went and did that. The highlight of my night was drinking Palomas across the street. I met an amazing individual who I love, Phil.
One of the editors at Teen Vogue.
Yeah, one of the digital editors at Teen Vogue, one of the directors. So we went and had some drinks and ate some dinner. And I mean, when I tell you, I just love him. He's amazing. So I did that. So that was probably the highlight of the week. Absolutely. Outside of my child. But
how is she?
Old girl. She's an old lady. Mm-hmm. Just now. I'm coming just now. So yeah, that was the week.
Awesome. March 17th.
Jaden XD Live, Los Angeles, California.
Get your tickets. Reserve your tickets. They're free. They are filling up fast.
Very quickly, actually.
Remember, a ticket does not guarantee entry. So get there early.
And it is a school, and there are students who listen and will be there before you niggas.
Yeah.
So, so take heed. Take heed. Just another reminder that SoundCloud will be coming to an end very, very soon, within the next 2 weeks. So Android users, get yourself affiliated with Google Play.
It's right there on the phone, girl.
Yeah,
right there.
Just use that. There's no excuse. Apparently, it's built into the phone.
Yeah, it's right there. It's in the text.
It's like the panties on Barbie.
Yeah.
It never comes off.
Yeah. Wait, Barbie has panties?
Yeah, they're like, it's her skin though, but they're panties. So it's like they're panties that are attached forever. They're not really like panties you put on.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because I used to be like, what are all these squiggles? Is this like pubic hair everywhere? What is this? And my mom was like, they're panties. And I was like, oh. Cool.
Now, all the Barbies I've seen, they've just been stark booty ass naked.
There might be, I think there's naked ones too, but there are ones with like panties.
STFU.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I know I'm not the only one who knows that.
Huh. All right, well, yeah.
Somebody validate me.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, due to contrary belief, I never played with dolls. So, I don't know. I had Power Rangers.
Me too.
I'm not surprised. I was very much a boy up until, like publicly I was a boy, and then I wanted to be Whitney Houston, like in the closet. It's true. Like, I had Power Rangers, and I wanted to be a Black Ranger, and then I would
then one day you sashayed out of your bedroom and said, I want one moment. Yeah.
Well, it was more like I'm every woman, and so like I would wear like my mother's shoes, and then like Shakan. But no, and then then I would play with like Batman and like Spider-Man and stuff, and like watch wrestling, and then I wanted to be Whitney Houston. So
you were multifaceted. That is all right.
And then I was a tween and wanted to be Moesha because I was fake. I was fake deep into poetry, girl. Right. It was just. 97 was just really odd.
How many people have you killed? What? Today. I can't say that on the show.
Today is Black History Facts. Today, Jade and I wanted to keep this tradition of Black history going. Last week we had Auntie Jams too. Thank you for Tatiana Janine for coming on.
Amazing. And sorry about the sound.
Yeah, that was our bad.
Yeah.
But we got some new stuff coming for you to fix that.
Yep.
Sitting right here.
Like the whole bunch of money's worth.
Yeah. Like right here.
Of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Like bundles for days.
Yeah. A lot of money.
Yeah. So anyway, it's Black History Month.
Yeah.
So we have alternative Black history for you.
Yes. Because alternative Black history facts.
Mm-hmm. We have some short stories to inform you guys about certain traditions.
Yeah, and like people that we just need to honor, and uplift. Because I feel like we need to be Black more than ever.
Absolutely.
In these trying and dark times. Mm-hmm. And I feel like our Blackness needs to shine and glow through. And that's what we're here to do for the whole month.
We're going to give you these alternative Black history facts.
And please share them, honestly. Yeah. And honestly, give us a call if you have any more.
Yes.
We may have missed some because Black history is, 365. We can only, give you a short hour show. So
we'd like to somewhat like call ourselves the hidden figures of podcasts because everything you'll hear today, all of these stories have never been put in the school books. No,
because we're gonna feed you what your teacher need to preach you.
Right. So let's get into it.
Yeah. So this week's artist of the week is Thundercat. So Thundercat is super dope. I just recently got put onto him through Solange, actually. Solange is playing his new single with Kenny Loggins and Michael McDonald. Now, before you make that face, I know you don't like Michael McDonald. Mm-hmm. But, and Kenny Loggins is super weird. But I'm like the Doobie Brothers and like Kenny Loggins, that's so weird. It's super like 80s soul, funky, 60s, Hall & Oates. Like, it's so weird, but
Love
it
Thundercat.
works. Thundercat is just, he's super black. Mm-hmm. Super black. I thought he was like, because he makes music like he's from, like he's like a white man with a long ponytail and says like, yeah, man. But he doesn't. Like, he's like 32 years old.
Really?
Yeah. He's born in 84.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. But,
I love Thundercat. No, you guys should definitely listen to Thundercat. If you're into, like, I know that, you know, sometimes we have an older ear, but don't we? Like, we like you young niggas music too.
It's very hipster music. Which I'm surprised
Really?
you likes.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. That's like, his new song is something you hear in like Criff Dog.
Have you heard this?
Where you drink RC Cola and Tab and shit. Oh yeah. But yeah, listen to Thundercat. Mm-hmm. He has a new album coming out by the end of this month. So
Support
black music.
So we all know about Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, and other famous prominent black figures in history. But what about the less famous ones who have made arguably as valuable contributions? That's what this entire episode is about. Mm-hmm. So our first Black history story is about Cheryl Peaches Delaney of Inglewood, New Jersey. She was working the night shift at McDonald's in 1974. The 16-year-old high school junior had just been severely reprimanded by her manager, one Arnold McFarlane, over her afro hairdo being unprofessional. McFarlane gave her an ultimatum of wearing a clown hat or being fired, and Delaney, working to save money for cosmetology school, relented and wore the clown hat. Hours later, she noticed several of her classmates in the drive-thru window on their way to a party. Lucius Jones, Fred Williams, Eddie James, and Derek Smith were riding in a green AMC Pacer. The four of them ordered 4 hamburgers and were going to split 3 orders of fries, 2 Cokes. Peaches filled the order, noticed that McFarlane, the manager, had taken his nightly 30-minute bathroom break, had an epiphany. She locked eyes with LaWanda, who was on fries, and Fat Sam, who was on the register. And in a blur of motion, they stuffed 5 jumbo bags with every single hamburger, cheeseburger, french fry, cookie, and other item that you can find, accepting $1.01 from Lucius Jones's payment. Cheryl Peaches Delaney had invented the hookup. We salute you, Miss Cheryl Peaches Delaney, a black leader in African American history.
I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me.
So, I mean, obviously they're going to take this out of your school books. Like, this is about the hookup.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to put this in McGraw-Hill.
Nope.
In light of that, I would like to share another story.
We would also like to point out the fact that we both, quote unquote, researched these stories that each one that we're reading. So we don't know the story that the other person has found nowhere on Google.
Yeah.
So just know that I don't know what Black history facts XD has found, and he doesn't know the ones that I found.
Yeah, at all. Because that's the beauty of Black history. There's just so much.
There's so much. Should we just divide and conquer?
Yeah. So I would like to share the story of Florence Hatcher Wayans.
Okay.
Florence Hatcher Wayans, a Bronx native, feminist, and civil rights activist, wrapped up leading a rally for fair and affordable housing. She was parched and tired and was in need of something to drink to quench her thirst, but not her spirit. She got in her Daewoo two-seater and headed towards the Golden Arches.
More McDonald's.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. She went through the drive-thru, a new invention at the time, and took a gander at the menu for a while. She drove to the first window and said, let me get 2 cheeseburgers with no cheese, 10 pickles, fries, and make sure the fries are hot, and a Coke. And she paused. She knew something was missing and it didn't sit well inside. And then... Sorry, I'm so...
where this is going.
And then, something kicked up in her spirit, and she exclaimed, "Light ice!"
I know it.
She exclaimed, "Light ice!" And today we celebrate and honor Florence Hatcher Wayans, the first person to ever order light ice.
Oh, Florence, we speak your name. I ordered an iced tea today and told him light ice.
You were honoring Florence, the ancestor.
I didn't even know it. All right, okay. That was that. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Oh my God, you enlightened me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kobe Watkins worked in the tobacco field of his master's plantation in Cottonmouth, Georgia. Quick alternative history lesson. The town was called Cottonmouth for the amount of venomous white people that lived in it. You can Google it or catch it on the White House front page.
Yep.
Anyway.
That's actually a fact.
Kobe would literally work from 4 a.m. until 9 p.m. every single day, only to come back to 4 roommates who he shared a cabin with and no food. See, this was the beginning of ashy niggas. If you need a reference for an ashy nigga, log on to Twitter at around 2 p.m. on a weekday and look for the jobless, opinionated kind eating Chinese food that he bought with his baby's mother's loose change that will serve as a good reference. Anyway, the roommates never saved Kobe, not even a piece of chicken, not a drop of collard green juice, nothing. One day, he ran across Lubella, a house slave who worked in the kitchen. "You don't look well," exclaimed Lubella. "Are you not eating?" "No, every night I come home from work in that damn tobacco field, and everyone knows how universal tobacco is, so I'm in that motherfucker all night. The ashy niggas don't even save me a piece of cornbread, and I don't get a break in the field." Lubella was so hurt. She went to her Aunt Harriet, who was getting ready to go work the night shift as the original Suge Knight. Lubella needed some advice, and as mean as Aunt Harriet was, she was sound. "Aunt Harriet, I ran across Kobe today, and he told me his roommates are stealing his food. I knew those niggas were no good. I had to threaten to shoot one of them, but he ran from me. I don't know what to do. How do I sneak him some food at the kitchen so he's strong enough to work in the tobacco field?" "You got to communicate without talking. Hand signs, eye winks, all that. Find out what works best for you, beloved. Thank you, Auntie Harriet. I'll shoot you too." That night, Lubella thought long and hard about how to sneak food out the kitchen to Kobe so he could get his energy back, and how to tell him, as the feds were always watching. She decided to make a plate for him of steak, cornbread, collard greens, and chitterlings. But she had to be real careful about how she got it from him. She had to be real careful about how she got it to him without the cottonmouths or the ashy niggas finding it. She put the plate in the hollow tree by Kobe's house and then took a stroll by the tobacco field. She whispered to Kobe, "Food in the hollow tree," and ran. That night, Kobe found the paper plate covered with foil in the tree. He got some of his energy back. Every night from there on out, Lubella would walk by the tobacco field and throw up a head nod. And Kobe knew there would be a plate in the hollow tree. And that is how we got the head nod. Lubella Tubman, we speak your name.
And this episode is sponsored by OpenFit. OpenFit takes all of the complexity out of losing weight and getting fit. It's a brand new, super simple streaming service that allows you to work out from the comfort of your living room in as little as 10 minutes a day. Everyone's bodies are different, and OpenFit gets that, which is why it is personalized to your needs with custom-tailored original content. OpenFit classes are led by some of the most effective and engaging trainers in the world. Sculpt Your Body with Andrea Rogers, founder of the worldwide station Extend Bar. And I told you, Andrea got me together. I can barely breathe, but it's worth it. It ain't no hoe. Trust me. Or get in crazy good shape with Hunter McIntyre, named by Sports Illustrated as one of the top 50 fittest athletes. These trainers know how to get you results quick. OpenFit has changed the way I work out, and with our code JADE, you can join me on a fitness journey personalized just for you. Again, use my code JADE and start using OpenFit for your journey to a healthier life. Right now, during the OpenFit 30-day challenge, our listeners get a special extended 30-day free trial membership to OpenFit, where you can lose up to 15 pounds in 30 days, which is really right in time for the summer. You should heard. When you text JADE to 303030, you will get full access to OpenFit, all the workouts and nutrition information, totally free. Again, just text JADE 303030. And this episode is sponsored by Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all of your profits. Plus, there's no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level. The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. View easy-to-understand charts and market data, and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. You can also view stock collections, such as 100 most popular. With Robinhood, you can learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio, discover new stocks, track your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movements so you never miss the right moment to invest. Robinhood is giving listeners of Jade and XD a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at jxdpodcast.robinhood.com. And this episode is sponsored by Cove. Living in New York is pretty stressful, from folks standing in the way constantly to the insane amount of continuous horn honking. It's too much, right? Too much. Cove is on a mission to make migraines less of a headache. By linking you directly to a doctor from home, you can treat and defeat migraines at your convenience. Waiting for a doctor's visit or paying expensive co-pays is a thing of the past. Cove can help you make sense of your migraines and understand how they occur and how you may prevent them. Cove is really great. I recommended it to my mother, and she really loves it. She's on a fixed income now, and so she doesn't have to pay these expensive co-pays anymore with Cove, and she really loves it. Now, Cove starts with a simple consultation by a licensed physician, and then the prescription that they determine is best for you is sent directly to your door. After your consultation, your doctor creates and tailors your individual course of treatment. Cove then reaches out a few weeks later after to see how you're feeling. Cove breaks down everything you need to know about migraines and migraine treatment. A doctor who is licensed to practice medicine in the state you live in will be the one who prescribes your monthly medication and oversees your progress. All migraine medication prescribed by the doctors at Cove is FDA approved, so you know they're not playing games. If you suffer from migraines, the last thing you need is to have to wait to see your doctor. With Cove, there's finally a way to get the help you need when you need it. And when you use our special link, you'll get your first month of treatment for free. Go to withcove.com/JXD. That's WITHCOVE.com/JXD. with cove.com/JXD. Thanks, and let's get back to the show.
It just kind of transitioned into like a hello, but it was always like a acknowledgement.
Yeah. God, that's real.
And see, that's like Harriet Tubman's niece. Y'all don't even know she existed.
I know, that's crazy.
Iyanla was alive back then.
Yeah, she was. I want to share the story of LaWanda Davis. I feel like a lot of people know LaWanda Davis, but they just don't know her by name. So, on a cold and foggy day in Muskogee, Oklahoma, homemaker and part-time seamstress LaWanda Davis received a knock on her door from her next-door neighbor, Dineva. So Dineva was frantic and out of sorts, and as the nurturer she was, LaWanda invited Dineva in for some sarsaparilla and Johnny cake. Oh, Miss LaWanda, child, I just can't take him anymore. He keeps beating on me. All my life I had to fight. I had to fight my uncles. I had to fight my brothers. I never knew I had to fight in my own damn house. LaWanda embraced Dineva real tight and said, I'll kill him. You just stay home, girl. LaWanda pulled out her musket, pulled up her boots, and shot fire at the house across the street where she saw Dineva's husband, Peaches, yelling at the coon children in the yard. Boom! 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 The gun sound made. This is for Dineva, the girl at home, my home girl. Today we celebrate LaWanda Davis, the first person to ever refer to her friend as a home girl.
I'll find a way to get through. Living without you, 'cause you were my sister, my strength, and my pride.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, because I feel like people use homegirl all the time.
I do it every day.
But you gotta know the history of the etymology.
I appreciate that. I didn't know who LaWanda Davis was.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad to know who she is now.
Yeah. Me too, actually.
Our next one is a notable character in
Ooh,
history.
I'm nervous.
And I see you had your acting chops on, so I'm going to get in formation.
Okay. Side note, Formation Day was earlier this week. Remember that? I know. It's been a year since we've been on Formation. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, let me not get sued.
Right. Jesse Jenkins, a.k.a. Sweets, Detroit's first documented pimp, always stayed laced from head to toe. Early one Sunday morning.
Yeah.
He went to the beautician in hopes of avoiding and beating the crowd of women trying to get ready to go see Jimmy Ruffin that night. He walked in and said, Shirley, give me one of them conks that high-pitched nigga got. He was referring to Little Richard.
Yeah.
I need more hoes. So Shirley got busy applying the best lie, now called a relaxer, that money could buy. Now, Sweets, this is going to burn a little, but if you can get through it and wrap your head at night, you will have a conk that even Little Richard himself can't touch. So she began, and his head was ablaze. This is actually the first reported use of shit nigga damn. Well, Shirley didn't lie, and sure enough, he had the illest conk this side of Lake Erie, Michigan, whatever y'all got in Detroit. Now, Sweets, you make sure you wrap that head up at night, you hear me? Just get a nice satin piece of cloth and tie it up. And if you don't, the whole thing will be ruined. Sweets knew that. Shirley never lied, so he went on a search for a satin piece of fabric to cover his head. He went to the seamstress, and lo and behold, she only had one teeny little square of fabric, not enough to cover Sweet's head. He went to another seamstress and another. Everybody was out of satin. Sweets was pissed, but he had to go on about his business and worry about it later on. That night, after Sweets laid his Mac down quite flat, it was time to go to bed, and he didn't have anything to wrap his head up in. He went to use the bathroom, almost fully discouraged that his new do was going to be messed up. And then he spotted it. Somebody left a slip in the bathroom. A slip is what women wear under their dresses to keep them from sticking and to keep them flowing nicely. It's generally for those of you who
are Pentecostal.
Exactly. Sweets looked at the slip. He went back and forth with himself, and then he said, fuck it. He got a pair of scissors and proceeded to try to cut himself a piece of cloth big enough to cover his head. He made strings and a little piece that hung down just to cover the nape of his neck, but enough to let it breathe. He looked in the mirror, and he was quite pleased with himself. Now I'll have a fresh do in the morning, and I won't have to go see Shirley for another 4 days. At that moment, his cousin walked in, because even back then, there was always a cousin around. You know, niggas love keeping a cousin around.
Yeah.
He took one look at Sweet's head and busted into a fit of laughter. Nigga, what the hell is on your head? Sweets didn't know what to call it. Then he took one more look in the mirror, smiled, and said, this is what you call a do-rag. Jesse Sweets Jenkins, we praise your name.
Bitch, I got too many waves. Bitch, I got too many ways. Sometimes I'm stuck in my ways. That's just the way I was raised. Remember back in the day, rocking them trick that he braids. Facing the blunt to the face. Gotta escape all the hate.
That's how we got the do-rag. With the cape.
Huh.
Sweets.
Sweets.
Sweets from Detroit.
Huh.
Of course it was going to be a nigga from Detroit.
Yeah, of course. Only a nigga from Detroit would actually make something like a do-rag. I want to share the story of Jebediah Johnson and his wife, Cora.
Cora!
Yeah. So, Jebediah Johnson was a slave.
Okay.
And Jebediah Johnson was working out in the cotton fields on a large plantation in Alabama. And his wife, Cora... You have to say Cora. Like Cora. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just say Cora because it's just not how it work. Like, she's not...
Cora.
Yeah, she's not like white. She's
That's
Cora.
the name that the whites would appropriate if they could, because I can hear them changing how it's supposed to sound.
Cora.
I'm Cora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. She worked in the house to tend to Massa and Massa's wife's affairs and their babies. And in her free time, which was very little... She sold all of her family's work attire as they were unable to purchase clothing by any other means due to their indentured servitude. Now, one night, the Johnsons had quite a party in the back houses where they sang and danced and drank hooch until the wee hours of the morning. You see, it's common misconception that slaves didn't have fun. They had their own fun when they could. Mm-hmm. That's where twerking was invented. Mm-hmm. Now, Cora, a little inebriated from the party, realized that she had not made a new shirt for her husband to work out in the field. So she went to the loom and weaved a whole bunch of cotton and made a shirt, still inebriated. And at dawn, Jebediah wakes up and notices that Cora had not laid out his clothes for him to hit the field, and he found her passed out by the loom. So in a rush, he sees that there's a brand new shirt waiting for him on the loom, and so he grabs it and puts it on. Unfortunately, it was long and billowy like a cloud. And without time to correct, he just wore it and went into the fields. And that is the story of Jebediah Johnson, the first person to wear a tall tee.
I slang in my white tee, I bang in my white tee. All in the club, spin game in my white tee. I bling in my white tee, serve fiends in my white tee. Fuck up, throw back, I look clean in my white tee.
Yup.
Yeah. Tall tees have historical roots.
It's good to know that.
Yeah,
I'm glad they didn't just come from nowhere.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I'm glad they died, though.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes.
Except not quite.
Yeah.
Because there's some niggas out there.
Yeah, in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Oh, God. Where?
Bridgeport, Connecticut. Also South Jersey. Atlantic City.
Where?
Delaware.
All right, you said Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Also Delaware, which you can't spell Delaware without where.
This is a person you're going to be really excited to find out about. Her name is Dolores Cunningham. Dolores Cunningham liked to throw parties. elaborate, highfalutin parties where she would have hors d'oeuvres and liquor aplenty and women with big wide skirts and corsets and burlesque dancers and all kinds of shit. Everyone, white, black, Mexican, maybe not because there were no Mexicans in the 20s. Yes, there were. Would come out. I mean, I just didn't know any, but it's fact.
Were you born in the 20s?
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't care that Dolores was black and a madam. It was Christmas 1927, and Dolores was about to have one of her big shindigs. She had all the food laid out, took a long bath, a nap, poured herself a few drinks. It seemed to be getting quite late, so she took a look at her pocket watch. 9 p.m. She told niggas 7. That's when it hit her. The white folk were always too early, but when it came to the Negroes, they were too late. She was annoyed. By the time the doorbell rang, it was 9:45 p.m. She was drunk and pissed. Poor Antoine was the first one to show up to the function, and Dolores let him have it. We got EST, PST, CST, and now y'all niggas have to go and create your own category, CPT. What's CPT, Dolores? Colored people time. And she slammed the door and never planned to party again. Dolores Cunningham, the first person to ever use the phrase colored people time.
I do apologize. I know I was a little late tonight. I was running on CPT. Which stands for jokes that white people should not make.
Which I stay on.
Now it's time for a break.
So I know we haven't done a cocktail in a couple of weeks, and we're not doing one this week either. But it's on purpose, actually, and we're going to resume next week. I actually want you guys to go and really research Cato Alexander, which is the first known bartender and mixologist. He was a slave out of South Carolina, and he created things like New York Brandy Punch, Virginia Eggnog, and South Carolina Milk Punch. He owned restaurants and bars throughout New York City, and is I think he's the first. He's the first black bartender noted. So I definitely encourage you all to go do your research and look up Cato Alexander.
So I want to share the story of Sister Viola James.
Okay.
Viola James was the first lady of Ebenezer Baptist Church, headed by the Right Reverend Cleophas James. 5 points if you figure out who the Right Reverend Cleophas James is, where I got that from. She was a God-fearing woman that also led the women's ministry and catered to those in need. A woman came into the church one crisp afternoon asking for help. She was cold, had tattered clothes, beaten, hadn't had a meal in days. But Sister James cleaned her up, prayed with her, got her some clothes and some food to eat. The woman, later to be known as Shirley Beecher Stowe, was ever grateful. Sister Viola and the Right Reverend Cleophas James took her in. They helped her get on her feet. Shirley eventually got a job as the church secretary and moved out into her own apartment in Cleveland. One late night after Bible study, the Right Reverend Cleophas James gingerly touched Shirley at the nape of her neck, and they engaged in a passionate love-making session. I know. Raggedy niggas. Even from the pulpit. After, they agreed not to tell a soul. Of course, secret lovers.
Yeah.
That's what they are. Trying to find what we feel. However, they knew somehow they'd be addicted to one another. A month later, Shirley called the James residence in the midnight hour. Now, for unsaved people, the midnight hour is like a nondescript like segment of time. So like people like in the midnight hour, it doesn't necessarily mean midnight.
It just means after appropriate times.
Yeah, it means after 6 p.m. That's what my grandmother says. And whatever my grandmother says is law, so whatever. So again, a month later, Shirley called the James residence in the midnight hour, expecting the Right Reverend Cleophas James to answer. Viola answered. Hello? Shirley hung up. She thought to herself that she and Cleophas had an agreement that she'd call at this time because Viola was sure to be on a woman's retreat. She calls again, and Viola answered, Hello? Hello? Shirley held the phone in silence. I don't like people playing on my phone. Today we celebrate Sister Viola James, the first person to ever say they didn't like people playing on their phone.
Fuck that. I don't like people playing on my phone. Bro, don't even trip. You bigger than that. No. I don't like people playing on my phone.
My last story is a really profound one. It's one that we are going to appreciate as a people, and when I read it, I almost came to tears. Ballington Powell was sitting in his palm tree in Jamaica.
Aww.
This was a really long time ago, so long ago I don't even know the year.
Okay.
He was stressed boots. There was a depression going on in the land, not the Great Depression, that was the 30s in America. And work was slow. He prayed to whoever he believed in. Just then, an old Chinese man came strolling up the path and took a seat. Who is you? Uttered Ballington. I am your answer. Have this gift. And he handed him a little green nugget. I eat all my vegetables. I'm a healthy man. What do I need this for? It is not for eating. You know what to do with it, said the little Chinese man, and he vanished. Well, we all know black people are resourceful, so Ballington went out on the land. He searched around trying to figure out if anybody knew what this little green nugget was, and trying to figure out what to do with this smelly little thing. He passed a couple of guys smoking cigars on the street. Now keep in mind, Ballington hated the smell of cigars, but he had an idea. May I have one of your cigars, my dreads? Of course, uttered the street men. They handed Ballington one of the cigars, thinking that he was going to chill with them. He thanked them and ran down the road, back to his home. He opened the cigar with one of his very sharp nails and dumped the inside of it out. He ground the little nugget up with the same nails he emptied into the leaf. He rolled it up, not knowing how to secure it. Well, if spit works for ash, it could work for this. And there it was, the first recorded blunt. Ballington, we smoke your name.
How did I know you would try to fit weed into this episode?
I don't... What?
Like, this is really like Viceland. Weedicate. Bong appetit.
This is the episode of Weedicate.
Fuck, that's delicious. The weed bowl. Like, it is literally like Viceland. Hey, Viceland, if you're listening, give us a show. We love you.
Hey.
So, the last story of the evening. This is a story that will resonate with a lot of you. Not me, but a lot of you. Because I'm not this type of girl.
Okay.
I want to share this woman's story. LaToya Lala Richards. Growing up on the tough streets of Watts.
Go on.
LaToya, or Lala, as her grandmother lovingly called her, developed a thick skin. She would stand up to bullies and, more importantly, stand up for what was right. LaToya eventually got married to Anthony Big Ant Williams, who was notorious in the neighborhood for keeping the hood safe, but supplying that work to willing and able customers. On an unseasonably cold day in 1991, the Los Angeles Police Department raided their home. The police confiscated 16 kilograms of pure Colombian white and 20 pounds of purple haze. I know, goddamn. Goddamn.
Colombian white and purple haze.
Yeah.
Sounds like a festive night.
Yeah. However, the Williams were nowhere to be found.
Of course.
LaToya was tipped off by her homegirl that worked at the precinct downtown named Shonda. Now, Shonda didn't want her friend, more importantly her plug, to be a victim to the system. So, LaToya purchased a plane ticket for her and her husband to venture to Belize until the heat died down. To this day, they still currently reside there. And for that, we honor LaToya Lala Richards, the first ride or die chick.
All I need in this life is sin. It's me and my girlfriend. Me and my girlfriend. Down the ride to the very end. It's me and my boyfriend.
Ooh, we speak your name.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily ride or die. I am ride or.
Right.
Yeah,
Ellipses.
Yeah, woo.
Ride or eat.
Yeah, ooh, ride or,
Ride or break a nail.
Yeah, ride or just,
Ride or stub my toe.
Yeah, I don't,
Right. Yeah. Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know about the die part. That's extreme. I don't think if a man loves you, he'd want you to die, you know? Yeah, it never gets that serious. So, those were some alternative Black history facts for you. Except for Cato Alexander. Again, these are nowhere to be found on the internet.
Absolutely not.
Listen, the only place that you can get them is Jaden XD.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what it is.
Now it's time for Fucked Up Song of the Week.
It kills me to know how much I really love you. So much I wanna.
This week is a user submitted. We're not a fucking app. Listener submitted song. It Kills Me by Melanie Fiona.
Oh God, I hate that song.
Yeah.
And it kills me.
Okay, so ooh. Shout out to that chicken patty I ate, girl. It was so tasty.
Can't wait.
Oh yeah, I've got trouble with my friends. Trouble in my life. Problems when you don't come home at night. But when you do, you always start a fight. Girl, why? You too old to be having friends. Like, girl, why? What the fuck, girl? Like,
Your
have
life
a
sounds
seat.
unhappy.
Yeah, like, smoke something. But I can't be alone. I need you to come on home. That's what the problem is. You need to be alone. If you were alone for a minute, you would fix all this shit that's going on in your life.
And you would figure out that alone time is amazing.
Exactly. That's why you're going through all this strife now. Shit. I know you're messing around, but who the hell is gonna hold me down? Jesus?
Him?
Yeah. Oh, I gotta be out my mind and think it's gonna work this time. A part of me wants to leave, but the other side still believes. And it kills me to know how much I really love you. So much I wanna ooh, 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 ooh. Should I grab his cell, call this chick up, start some and then hang up? See?
Okay, see?
I don't like people playing on my phone, Sister Viola James.
She needed to know who Viola James was before she made this song.
Exactly. Or should I be a lady?
Always.
Ooh, maybe because I want to have his babies. That was the one line of this song that pissed me off.
Really? The one?
Well, I mean,
okay.
Out of all of them. Like, bitch, you just said beautiful individual that creates haters.
No! Ain't nothing beautiful about you. You're stupid.
I can't.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I can't call black women a bitch. Like, not in these trying times. Except for India Ari. Fuck her.
The baby is not a good idea. Stop having the babies. Leave the babies out of it.
All right, so I just want to have an honest conversation. I know we have this conversation before, but it bears repeating. A baby won't make him stay.
Say it again.
A baby won't make him stay. One more time.
A baby will not make him stay.
Ooh, man. I want to have his baby. So I want to bear his child. What?
So you are admitting that this nigga is trash. And then you use some language that we don't know. You want to ooh hoo hoo.
Yeah. Ooh hoo hoo.
And then you want to have his kids? You want to be tied forever to a man that you know is cheating on you?
Forever.
Who doesn't, shout out to Sandlot, who doesn't respect you? Y'all got to get your priorities in order.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
She keeps saying I got to be on my mind, and we all agree. Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah, that's it, girl. That's it. She repeats the ooh, ooh.
Yeah, of course. Yes, because that's what she wants to do, clearly.
Ooh, ooh.
This is an awful song.
Yeah, totally.
But it was a great submission.
Yeah, it is an awful song.
That is a terrible song.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
If it helps, she's Canadian.
No, it doesn't actually. It doesn't help anything.
She just had a baby, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I hope it's not with this nigga, though.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope the song wasn't based off of real life.
I know, because ooh.
Ooh.
Thank you for listening to Jaden XD.
Yes.
Upgrades coming to you very, very soon. Jaden XD live show, March 17th at Cal State LA.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
I'm not wearing green, and if you pinch me, I'm going to punch you.
Yeah. Also, I knew I had something to say. Totes my goats forgot. But I think I've told you all this a long time ago that I'm one of the associate producers on this short film called Riverment. And we're having a fundraiser event in Washington, D.C. on February 25th. And it will be at Busboys and Poets on 14th in Northwest.
Okay.
And you can check the link in the description box, Riverment the film. It's a great film, and it discusses the dichotomy between a younger person, the Black Lives Matter movement, or I should call it the Black Liberation Movement, and her grandmother, who was a really prominent activist during the Civil Rights era. And they're comparing notes, and her grandmother is concerned about this new age of activism, and she doesn't want her granddaughter to go what she went through. So it's a really interesting story. And I can't wait for you all to see it. But if you're in the DC area, Saturday, February 25th, I'll be there. And come hang out. It's going to be a panel of some civil rights activists that are there. That are going to be there. And it's going to be a good discussion.
No, that sounds so dope.
Some real Black history for you. So, can't wait.
And while you are having this very intense and dynamic Black History moment, I will be at the Read Live.
Yes, sold out.
Current Black History.
Yeah.
So I will be there. So make sure if you have a ticket, you say hello. But yeah, I'm not going to tell you to get tickets because it's completely sold out. So just want to make sure we shout out the family.
Yeah. So see you on the other side.
Later.
Bye.
The days are getting shorter, and you can feel it in the air. Yes, it's that time of year. Pumpkin is finally back at Dunkin'. It's the cozy you've been craving all summer long, now in your cup at Dunkin'. Pick up all of your pumpkin favorites, like the signature pumpkin spice iced latte, or a pumpkin iced coffee, and bakery items like pumpkin donuts and muffins. Sip into something comfortable to celebrate the start of cozy season. Use the Dunkin' app for contactless ordering. America runs on Dunkin'.
With the new iPhone SE for less than $100 at Metro, you rule. It's the most affordable iPhone on the #1 brand in prepaid. So whether you're studying online or FaceTiming.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, dear. The iPhone SE has all you need. Switch to Metro and get the iPhone SE for $99.99 after rebate redemption and 6 months of service with AutoPay. Metro by T-Mobile. Rule your day. Limit 1 per account/household. Requires port and ID validation. Not valid for numbers currently on the T-Mobile network or active on Metro in past 90 days. Restrictions apply. See store for details.